Chosen one, you didn't find this video found you. And I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you in the next 60 minutes may be the most important thing you've heard in years, maybe ever. Let me ask you something nobody asks you anymore. Why does it feel like your whole life has been one long wait? Why do doors swing wide open for others, while yours only opened after tears, prayers, and years of quiet suffering nobody witnessed? Why does your spirit keep whispering something is near, even when every single thing around you looks exactly the same? Because here's the truth. Nobody in your church, your family, your circle has been bold enough to tell you you were not ignored. You were being made ready for a door that could have crushed an earlier version of you. Right now, in this precise heaven-ordained moment, a powerful person is about to make you an offer so unexpected, so disproportionate to your current circumstances, so merciful after everything you've endured, that when it arrives, your first instinct will be to question whether it's real. It will feel almost insane, not reckless, not foolish. Insane because you waited so long. Insane because you almost stopped believing. Insane because God kept it sealed like an envelope addressed only to you until this exact moment in your life. Heaven set your table in secret while you were still in the wilderness. The sunrise was already touching the hills before the valley, where you've been living even felt the warmth. That warmth? It's reaching you now. But stay with me, because there is one mistake that causes chosen people to mishandle the offer when it finally comes. And I will not let you make it. If this is already hitting something deep in your spirit type right now, I'm ready for what God prepared. Like this message, subscribe, because what comes next will change how you see everything. Now let me teach you something that could change the way you see every closed door in your past. Because some of you have been praying for a miracle from the sky, waiting for something dramatic, something loud, something undeniable. But God rarely works that way. He works through people. And not just any people. He works through people with access, people with influence, people who carry keys to rooms you could never enter on your own. Look at Joseph, thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold like property, forgotten in an Egyptian prison for years. And then in a single morning, Pharaoh calls for him. Not an angel, not a burning bush. A man in power had a dream he couldn't understand. And suddenly the prisoner becomes the prime minister. God didn't drop provision from heaven. He positioned a powerful person to notice what others had buried. Look at Ruth, a widow, a foreigner, nobody, by every measurement of her world, invisible. And then Boaz sees her in the field. One man of influence, one act of recognition, and her entire bloodline is forever changed, leading straight to the lineage of Jesus Christ. Look at Esther. She didn't get a miracle. She got proximity to power, and she used it at exactly the right moment. One conversation with a king shifted the survival of an entire nation. Look at Nehemiah, a cupbearer, serving wine to royalty while his people's city lay in ruins. He didn't climb a mountain and cry out to heaven. He waited, he prayed, and then the king, the most powerful man in his world, looked at him and said, "What do you need?" The answer to Nehemiah's prayer had a human face. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The powerful person coming into your story is not your savior. Don't make that mistake. Don't put on them what only God can carry. They are a bridge. And a bridge is not the destination. A bridge is how you cross the deep water you couldn't cross alone. God is your source. This person is simply the channel, the gate, the messenger carrying the key. And that gate, the one that's been closed for so long, it doesn't open because you finally pushed hard enough. It opens because heaven releases the signal from the inside. Now let me speak to something real, something you've been carrying quietly. You feel invisible, don't you? Not invisible in a dramatic way, just overlooked. Like your wisdom has an expiration date nobody told you about. Like the years you've accumulated mean less and less to a world that only celebrates what's young, loud, and trending. You've watched people with half your experience get opportunities you were never offered. You've sat in rooms where your voice wasn't called on. You've served, contributed, prayed, sacrificed, and somewhere along the way you started wondering if anyone was keeping record. Heaven has been keeping record. Every year of faithfulness. Every morning you got up when the grief was still fresh. Every time you chose integrity when compromise would have been easier. Every prayer whispered in that kitchen before anyone else in the house was awake. God didn't miss a single one. And now, right now, something is shifting. Because there is something inside you that was forged in those hidden years. A depth, a steadiness, a quiet authority that only comes from surviving what would have broken someone younger. And the powerful person who is about to notice you, they're going to recognize exactly that. This offer won't look like luck. It won't feel like flattery. It might come as an invitation, a partnership, a door opening in a field you thought had closed on you permanently. A recommendation from someone unexpected. A restoration of something stolen. A placement in a room you stopped believing you'd ever enter. A transfer of trust from someone who carries real influence. It might be quiet when it arrives, almost ordinary on the surface, but underneath it you will feel it. That settling in your spirit, that recognition that this is what I waited for. Because the offer is not random favor. The offer is recognition, finally catching up to preparation. You weren't late. You weren't forgotten. You weren't passed over because you lacked value. You were being completed, finished in places that needed more time, strengthened in areas that couldn't be rushed. Because the door that's about to open it needed you whole. It needed you wise. It needed you unshakable. An earlier version of you would have misused it, misread it, or collapsed under the weight of it. But the person you are now, you are ready. If you believe God still uses people to answer prayers, type right now, God is my source. Because what comes next in this message will show you exactly how to position yourself so that when this offer arrives, you recognize it, receive it, and don't let fear or unworthiness talk you out of the greatest open door of your life. Can I be honest with you right now? Not preacher honest, not platform honest, real honest. Because I think you have been carrying something for a very long time that nobody has ever sat down and properly addressed. Not your pastor, not your children, not the people who smile at you on Sunday morning and have absolutely no idea what your Tuesday night looks like. So let me say it plainly, you are tired, not lazy tired, not give up tired, tired the way only faithful people get tired, the kind of exhaustion that lives behind your eyes when you've been trusting God through decades of things that never fully resolved. You spent years, maybe your best years, taking care of someone else. A husband, a wife, a parent, children who grew up and drifted. You poured yourself out like water on dry ground, and when you finally looked up, the season had shifted, and you were standing there wondering what happened to the life you were supposed to live. Some of you buried a spouse and had to learn how to breathe again in a house that still smelled like them. Some of you fought illness quietly, alone, without anyone asking how you were really doing. Some of you watched financial doors close one after another, not because you were irresponsible, not because you lacked faith, but because life pressed hard and kept pressing. Some of you have children who don't call, dreams you buried so deep you almost forgot their names. A version of yourself you set aside so long ago you're not even sure she still exists. And through all of it, through every single year of it, you kept showing up, you kept praying, you kept believing, and heaven kept silent. Can I tell you something that might shake you? That silence was not rejection. That silence was construction. Romans 5:3 says it plainly, suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character. And character produces hope. Not comfort first, character first. Because here is what most people never understand about divine timing. God is not simply waiting for the right moment to bless you. He is waiting for the right you to receive the blessing. And those are two completely different things. Think about an oak tree. Before it ever reaches its full height, before anyone walking by even notices it, its roots have been pushing down through rock and clay for years, going deeper than the eye can see. The visible growth comes last. The invisible formation comes first. You have been in root formation. Think about clay. Raw clay is soft, shapeable, impressionable. You can push your thumb through it. But fire-hardened clay, clay that has been through the kiln, that clay can hold oil. That clay can carry weight. That clay becomes something of value. God was not humiliating you in the delay. He was hardening you so you could hold what's coming. And here is the word that might sting before it heals. If this offer had come to you 10 years ago, before the losses, before the long nights, before the refining, you might have idolized it. You might have made it your identity. You might have confused the blessing with the blesser. You might have walked into that open door wounded, needy, still bleeding from old places, and misread the opportunity as rescue rather than assignment. Insecure people destroy open doors. Bitter people poison new seasons. Approval-hungry people make desperate decisions when favor finally arrives. But you are not that person anymore. The waiting burned that out of you. So what exactly did all those years of silence build in you? They built discernment. You can read a room now. You can feel when something is off. You don't chase noise anymore. They built humility. You stop needing the credit. You just need the outcome. They built peace. A peace that doesn't require explanation or applause. They built self-respect. A quiet dignity that cannot be purchased and cannot be faked. And most powerfully, they built spiritual authority, the kind that doesn't come from a title or a platform. It comes from having walked through fire and come out still standing, still soft, still believing. That is rare, that is sacred, and that is exactly what the next season requires. God did not merely delay the offer, He matured the vessel. Your waiting was not a punishment, it was a weight room. Every year of difficulty was a rep. Every silent season was resistance training. And you, chosen one, have been getting stronger in ways you couldn't even measure because the growth was happening on the inside. The muscles that will carry what's coming were built in the very resistance you begged God to remove. Write this in the comments right now. Don't just think it, write it. My waiting was not wasted, because it wasn't. Not one day of it. And now that you understand what the delay was actually doing, the next question becomes the one that changes everything. What exactly did it build you to carry? What is this offer? Who is this person? And why, after all this time, is heaven moving right now? That answer is coming, and it will not disappoint you. Let me tell you something that religion forgot to mention. The waiting was not punishment. The waiting was construction. Every single year that felt like silence, He was building something inside you that cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. Something that took decades to form. Something that shallow people will never understand, but powerful people will recognize the moment they encounter it. And that moment is coming. Think about aged wine. You don't rush it. You don't apologize for how long it took. You don't explain it. You simply pour it and everyone in the room knows immediately. This is different. This took time. This cost something. That is you, chosen one. You are not the same person you were 20 years ago. You are not even the same person you were 5 years ago. The fire you walked through did not consume you. It tempered you like steel, hammered and cooled until what remained was something unbreakable, and the world is about to find out. Here is what those hidden seasons produced in you, and I need you to hear every single word of this. They produced discernment. You can now feel the difference between someone who is genuine and someone who is performing. You don't even need evidence anymore. Your spirit knows before your mind catches up. Proverbs 20:12 says, "The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord has made them both." Years of surviving manipulation, betrayal, and disappointment sharpened something in you that most people never develop. They produced steadiness. You are no longer easily dazzled. You've seen enough shiny things collapse to know that glitter is not gold. When the offer comes, and it is coming, you will not panic, you will not perform, you will not fall apart at the table. You will be steady, and that steadiness will speak louder than anything you say. They produced compassion. Here is the miracle: pain that should have poisoned you softened you instead. You became more tender, not more bitter. That is not natural. That is supernatural. And powerful people feel that the moment they sit across from you, they produced boundaries. You learned sometimes the hard way that peace is holy, that not every room deserves your presence, not every argument deserves your voice, not every person deserves your story. That wisdom is rare, rarer than talent, rarer than beauty, rarer than money. They produced spiritual gravity. You walk into a room and something shifts. You may not even notice it, but others do. There is a settled authority in a soul that has been through the fire and chosen God anyway. Romans 8:28 doesn't just promise good outcomes, it promises transformation, and transformation carries weight. Now hear this, because this is the part that will change how you see yourself starting today. Powerful people do not notice what shallow people notice. They will not see your age first. They will not see your losses first. They will not see your past first. They will feel your weight first. They will sense that you cannot be bought with flattery. They will recognize that you don't need to perform to prove your value. They will see reliability where others saw slowness. They will see depth where others saw quiet. They will see integrity, and in a world drowning in pretenders, integrity is the rarest currency on earth. What they call rare, heaven calls refined. 1 Peter 1:7 says it plainly: your faith, more precious than gold, refined by fire. You were not hidden because you were forgotten. You were hidden because lamp oil stored in the dark is preserved, kept protected, until the exact moment the light is needed most. And, beloved, the darkness is ending. But now I have to ask you something that will stay with you for the rest of this video. If you have been through all of this, the waiting, the shaping, the refining, how do you make sure you don't miss the offer when it comes? How do you know it's from God and not just another trap dressed up in the language of blessing? Because here is the sobering truth: not every offer that feels good is sent from heaven, and not every door that opens wide is meant for you to walk through. The enemy knows you are tired. He knows how long you've waited. And he is not above sending a counterfeit blessing to a weary, deserving soul right at the moment their guard is finally down. So before you receive what God has prepared, you need to know how to tell the difference. If this is speaking your story, if you have been hidden too long, and someone needs to hear this today, share this right now, because somewhere, someone just like you is sitting alone, wondering if their season has passed. It has not, and neither has yours. Now I need you to lean in close, because what I'm about to say could save you from the biggest mistake of your life. Just because a door opens doesn't mean God opened it. After everything you've survived, after every year you held on by faith alone, after every night you whispered prayers into the dark and heard nothing back, the last thing you need is to finally receive an offer and grab the wrong one. And beloved, that is exactly what the enemy is counting on. He knows you're tired. He knows you've been waiting. And he knows that a tired, faithful soul who has been overlooked for too long is vulnerable not to wickedness but to relief, to anything that finally feels like an answer. That is his window. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. Have you ever said yes to something, a relationship, an opportunity, a decision, not because it was right, but because you were just so exhausted from waiting that you couldn't say no? Most people never admit that, but most people have been there. And here is the devastating truth. A counterfeit offer doesn't come with a warning label. It comes dressed in everything you've been praying for. It speaks your language. It knows your hunger. It turns the lock, but it breaks something in the process. Proverbs 14:12 says it plainly: there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. Not every open door has clean air on the other side. So, how do you know? After all you've been through, after all those years of faithfulness, how do you protect yourself from being tricked by something that sounds like a blessing but carries a hidden cost? Here is the first test. Ask yourself, does this offer come with peace or with pressure? Because heaven does not rush you. God does not back you into a corner and say, decide now or lose it forever. That is not the voice of the Father. That is the voice of fear wearing a costume. The second test, does this offer honor your dignity or exploit your need? There are people in this world, and some of them will smile at you, who are not interested in your future. They are interested in your desperation. They see your age, your quiet struggle, your faithful spirit, and they calculate what they can extract from it. God sees those people too. The third test, does it create clarity or confusion? 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. If an offer leaves your mind spinning, if it blurs your values, if it asks you to compromise what you know is true, just to receive it, walk away. No matter how bright the fruit looks on the outside, because some fruit is beautiful at a distance and rotten at the core, and you won't know until you've already bitten into it. Now here is where I need you to stop everything, because this next truth is the one most preachers skip over, and it is the one that could protect everything God is building in your life right now. Are you ready for the real sign that an offer is from heaven? It is not excitement. It is not a sudden rush of emotion. It is not goosebumps or the feeling that everything is finally working out. The true sign is this: deep, unshakable peace wrapped in holy trembling. It will stretch you. It may humble you. It may shock you so completely that your first response is, Lord, is this really for me? It may ask more of you than you expected. It may arrive through someone you didn't anticipate, in a form you didn't recognize, at a moment that doesn't match your timeline. But here is what it will never do. It will not rot your peace. What comes from God may stretch your life, but it will never violate your spirit. It will not ask you to shrink your integrity to fit through the door. It will not demand that you silence your conscience as the price of admission. It will not leave you feeling smaller, cheaper, or ashamed when you're alone at night. That is the difference. That is the line. Discernment is not fear. Discernment is not doubt. Discernment is the gift God gives to people He trusts with something real. And here is the part that should move you deeply. The reason God made you wait this long was not to punish you. It was to build the discernment inside you that could handle what's coming without being destroyed by it. The offer is real, but so is the counterfeit standing right beside it. You need both faith and wisdom when that door opens, because chosen people don't just receive, they recognize. Right now, in the comments, write, Lord, give me discernment, not desperation, because the offer is closer than you think. And everything depends on whether you can tell the difference between a door God opened and one that was just left unlocked by the enemy. And what comes next? It will show you exactly what heaven has been preparing and why it had to be you. Now I need you to hear this carefully, because most people, when they hear the word offer, they go straight to money. A check, a contract, a windfall, something they can hold in their hands and deposit on a Monday morning. But what God is preparing for you is so much larger than that, so much deeper than that. And if you reduce it to dollars and cents, you will miss the most important part of what heaven is releasing over your life right now. Let me ask you something that might shake you a little. What if the thing you've been starving for all these years wasn't financial at all? What if the deepest hunger in your chest, the one that wakes you up at 3 inches the morning and sits with you at the kitchen table before anyone else is awake? What if that hunger was never really about money? What if it was about mattering? What if it was about someone finally looking at you, truly looking at you, and saying, I need what's in you. I trust what you carry. Come sit at this table with me. Proverbs 18:16 says it plainly. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Not his age, not his resume, not his bank account, his gift. And here's what heaven has been watching all these years, while you waited, while you prayed, while you survived. Seasons that should have buried you, heaven has been watching your gift, refining it, protecting it, keeping it sealed until the moment it could be placed in the right hands without being wasted. That moment is now. The offer approaching your life may come as a platform, a place where your voice is finally heard by people who need exactly what you carry. It may come as an opportunity to serve in a way that makes every year of your experience suddenly make sense. It may come as financial relief, yes, but relief wrapped in purpose, not just comfort. It may come as an invitation into a room you never imagined entering. A table you never thought had a seat with your name on it. Someone may look at you and say, "Help me build this." Someone may say, "I want to place something in your hands." Someone may say, "Your voice is needed here." Someone may say, "Come with me." And that is where older believers miss it entirely. Because after decades of being overlooked, after years of watching younger, louder, flashier people get the spotlight, something in the faithful soul quietly stops, expecting to be called. You stopped raising your hand. You stopped believing the invitation could have your name on it. You told yourself, "That season passed me by." But can I tell you what God told the prophet Jeremiah when Jeremiah thought the same thing? "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Jeremiah 1:5. God didn't say, "I knew the younger version of you." He didn't say, "I had plans for you back then." He said, "I knew you, present, permanent, unrevoked. Your assignment was never cancelled. It was held, like a sealed room that no one else was permitted to enter because it was built specifically for you, and the door only opens from the inside of God's timing. That room is opening now, and the offer coming toward you isn't just about what you'll receive. It's about what you'll finally be trusted to carry. The dormant field inside you, the one that's been dry for years, the one you stopped watering because disappointment told you nothing would grow. Heaven is sending rain, not a drizzle, a downpour. Because here's what older believers carry that no one else on earth can replicate. Not talent, not energy, not ambition, proven character. You've been tested. You didn't quit. You didn't turn bitter when you had every right to. You kept showing up for God when God seemed quiet. You kept giving when you had little. You kept praying when heaven felt like concrete above your head. That is not weakness dressed up in religious language. That is the rarest currency in the kingdom of God. And someone, a powerful someone, is about to recognize it. The deepest part of the offer is this. Someone is about to confirm what heaven has known about you all along. Not to flatter you, not to use you, but because your hidden years produced something real, something proven, something that cannot be faked or manufactured by someone who hasn't walked the road you've walked. Your life, every scar, every delay, every silent, faithful morning has been building toward a transfer of trust. And trust, chosen one, is the most powerful offer one human being can extend to another. Stay with me through this entire message, because in a moment, I'm going to tell you the one inner posture that determines whether this offer becomes the greatest blessing of your life or quietly slips through your hands the moment it arrives. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. When was the last time someone looked at you, really looked at you and said, "Your best days are still ahead"? Not your children being polite, not a pastor giving a general Sunday sermon, but someone who looked directly at the specific weight you carry, the specific years you've lived, the specific tears you've quietly swallowed and told you the truth. Because the world has been lying to you, and it's time somebody said it out loud. The world told you that value decreases with age, that influence belongs to the young, that if breakthrough didn't come in your 30s or 40s, you missed your window. The world looks at silver hair and sees slowing down. The world looks at tired knees and sees limitation. The world looks at your season and whispers even in church pews that your chapter is closing. But heaven is not the world, and God does not read the same calendar. You are not in the leftover years. You are not in the discard years. You are not in the accidental years. You are in the distilled years. Do you understand what distilled means? It means everything weak has already burned away. Everything false has already fallen off. What remains in you right now after everything you've survived is pure. It is concentrated. It is rare. And rare things don't get thrown away. Rare things get entrusted with assignments ordinary vessels cannot carry. Now let the Bible speak, because God has always done his most staggering work in later seasons. Moses, 80 years old, 40 years in the wilderness, considered finished, forgotten, disqualified by his own past. Then God appeared in a burning bush and said, "Not you were great once, but I am sending you now." Exodus 3:10. Now, at 80, Caleb, 85 years old. While others his age were settling, he stood before Joshua and declared, "Give me this mountain." Joshua 14:12. He didn't ask for rest. He asked for the hardest territory. Because he knew age had not weakened him. Age had focused him. Anna, 84 years old. A widow who never left the temple, fasting and praying, season after season, year after year. People probably walked past her every single day without seeing her. But when the Messiah arrived, she was the one God chose to recognize him first. Luke 2:38. Decades of faithfulness crowned in a single divine moment. Abraham and Sarah, considered biologically impossible, considered past the point of promise. And God said, "Not yet, but now." Genesis 21:2. Simeon, an old man who held on to one promise, just one. And God honored every single year of his waiting with the fulfillment of everything he believed for. Luke 2:28-30. Do you see the pattern? God is not intimidated by your age. God is activated by your faithfulness. Youth has speed. I won't argue that. But you have something speed cannot buy. You have tested faith. Faith that went through the fire and didn't evaporate. Faith that survived betrayal, loss, sickness, disappointment, and silence from heaven and still showed up on Sunday morning. You have steadiness, the kind that doesn't panic when situations shift, the kind that has seen enough storms to know they eventually pass. You have vision shaped by suffering, and that kind of vision sees what untested eyes completely miss. You have authority without theater. You don't need to perform. You don't need to impress. When you speak from what you've lived, rooms go quiet, because people can feel the difference between someone who read about God and someone who survived with God. The world sees slowing down. Heaven sees ripening. And the sweetest fruit doesn't come in early spring. It comes at the end of the long growing season, when everything the vine suffered through drought, heat, cold concentrates into something so rich, so deep, so full of complexity that you can't rush it and you can't replicate it. That is you. Right now, in this season, your silver hair is not decline. Proverbs 16:30. One calls it a crown of glory, a crown, not a consolation prize, not a participation ribbon. A crown obtained by walking the road of righteousness all the way through. You are a seasoned vessel, and seasoned vessels don't get filled with ordinary oil. They get entrusted with the rare kind, the kind that took decades to produce, the kind that carries healing, wisdom, and anointing that newer vessels simply aren't ready to hold. You were not preserved this long to be forgotten at the finish line. God did not carry you through 40, 50, 60, 70 years of wilderness to abandon you at the edge of your promised land. He preserved you with intention. He distilled you with purpose. And now, in this very season, He is preparing to call you to the table He set in secret, while you were still wondering if anyone noticed you. The offer that is coming is not arriving despite your age. It is arriving because of everything your age represents. And if this is truly your moment, You need to prepare your heart before it arrives. Because the way you receive what God sends matters just as much as what He sends. If you believe God still calls people in later seasons, write this right now. My age is not my ending. Because what comes next will show you exactly how to stand when the door finally opens. Stay with me right here, because what I'm about to tell you next is the part most people skip, and it's the very reason so many chosen people receive the offer and still walk away empty. The danger is not that the offer won't come. The danger is that when it comes, you won't let yourself have it. I need you to hear this slowly. There are people right now, faithful people, praying people, God-fearing people, who have been asking heaven for a breakthrough for years. And when that breakthrough finally appears at their door, they freeze, they back away, they find a reason. It can't be real. Some people pray for open doors, then panic when the door actually opens. Some people ask God to be seen, then hide the moment recognition finally arrives. Some people beg for increase their entire lives, then reject it because it didn't come in the shape they expected. And the name of that self-destruction is not doubt. It is unhealed desperation. When a person has waited too long, the waiting itself becomes their identity. The hunger becomes familiar. The empty table starts to feel like home. And when a full table is finally set before them, they don't know how to sit down. That is the starving person afraid of a full meal. That is the prisoner who spent 30 years behind bars, and when the gate finally swings open, hesitates at the threshold because freedom feels more terrifying than the cell he knows. That is the child who waited their whole life to receive their inheritance, and when the paper is finally placed in their hands, their hand trembles so badly they almost drop it. Chosen one, is that you? Because I've seen it. I've watched people let bitterness quietly convince them that any offer of goodness must have a hidden cost. I've watched suspicion dressed up as wisdom whisper, "Don't trust this. You've been hurt before." I've watched false humility, that sneaky, religious-sounding voice say, "Who am I to receive something this great? Surely this is meant for someone more deserving." And I've watched the habit of shrinking built over decades of being overlooked, being passed over, being the last one chosen, turn into a reflex so automatic that even when God Himself is doing the choosing, the soul still steps back. Proverbs 13:12 says it plainly. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. But hear the rest of that verse. It says, "But a longing fulfilled is a tree of life." The sickness came from the waiting, but the cure comes from receiving, and you cannot receive with a closed fist. Let me ask you something direct, and I need you to answer honestly, right where you are. When you imagine someone powerful, someone influential, someone with resources and authority actually choosing you, what is the first thing your heart says? Is it gratitude, or is it suspicion? Is it faith, or is it the voice that says, "Why me? Why now? I'm too old. I missed my window"? Something must be wrong with this. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is the scar tissue of every time you hoped, and it didn't happen. And I understand it. God understands it too. But here is what the word says in Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. God is not asking you to pretend the pain didn't happen. He is asking you not to let old pain teach you to mistrust the very mercy you prayed for. Because here is the real tragedy. It is not the enemy stealing your blessing. It is you handing it back because delay trained you to expect disappointment. Delay was never God's rejection of you. Delay was God's protection of you, keeping the offer sealed until you had become someone strong enough, grounded enough, deep enough to carry what's inside it without being destroyed by it. The offer that is coming is not small, and an earlier, more wounded version of you would not have survived receiving it. But that version is not who is sitting here right now. So what should your posture be when the offer finally comes? Not grabbing, not shrinking, not trembling with old fear. Open hands, steady eyes, a spirit that finally says, "Yes, I receive this. I am ready. God sent this, and I will not turn it away. Say it out loud right now, wherever you are. Say it to the walls. Say it to the ceiling. Say it to the dawn coming through your window. I will not reject what God sends because it arrived late. Say it again. Let your own ears hear it, because your spirit needs to rehearse receiving before the moment actually arrives. The offer is closer than you think. And now it's time for you to understand exactly who this powerful person is, why they are coming, and what heaven has already placed in their hands that belongs to you. Chosen one, stay with me right here, because everything you've heard up to this moment, every word, every promise, every quiet confirmation stirring in your chest, it has all been building to this. This is the moment the curtain pulls back, and what stands behind it will take your breath away. Let me ask you something that may sting before it heals. How many years did you give in silence? How many mornings did you rise before dawn, carrying burdens nobody offered to share? How many times did you watch someone younger, someone less tested, someone who hadn't paid half the price you paid, walk through a door you had been standing outside of for decades? And you smiled, you prayed, you kept going. But deep in that quiet place where only God hears you, you wondered, did any of it matter? Was any of it seen? Chosen one, heaven heard every single word of that silence. Here is what the world never told you about delay. Delay is not distance from God. Delay is the hand of God holding back a door that would have overwhelmed you if it had opened 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Before the grief refined you, before the loss taught you, before the long winters stripped away everything fragile and left only what was unshakable. Romans 8:28 does not say some things work together for good. It says all things, every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every silent season, all of it working, all of it building, all of it consecrating you for this precise moment. Your hidden years were not wasted years. They were sacred years, and now, right now, a powerful person is being moved into position, not by coincidence, not by networking, not by anything you manipulated or engineered, by God. This person carries something, a door, a resource, a word, an opportunity that your faithfulness has been quietly earning for years. They are not your savior, they are your bridge, the bridge between who you had to become and where God always intended to take you. And the offer they bring will feel disproportionate to where you currently stand. It will feel too large, too sudden, too merciful. That feeling is not a warning. That feeling is confirmation. Because this is the moment the trumpet sounds after the long silence. This is the long winter finally cracking open into spring. This is the sealed chamber, the one that held everything God preserved for you, finally swinging open with light, pouring through every edge of the door. And standing in that light, chosen one, is not a stranger's gift. It is your inheritance. Now hear the threefold truth of what this offer actually means. First, it is vindication. Heaven did not forget you. Every person who wrote you off, every voice that said your season had passed, every moment you were overlooked in a room where you deserved to be seen, God kept the record. And this offer is heaven's answer to every lie that called you invisible. Second, it is activation. Your voice is not expired. Your purpose did not retire. Your gifts did not age out. God does not call people into decades of preparation only to abandon the assignment. Jeremiah 29:11 says the plans God holds for you are plans for a future and a hope. Not a future that was, a future that is. Third, it is assignment. What is coming to you is not just for you, it is meant to move through you. The blessing arriving at your door was never designed to stop at your doorstep. It was designed to flow through your hands, your story, your testimony into the lives of people who are still in the dark, waiting for proof that God is real and faithful and on time. This is not the moment you become valuable. This is the moment your hidden value becomes visible. This is not heaven changing its mind about you. This is heaven revealing what was written long ago. The offer is not proof you are lucky. It is proof your season has turned. And chosen one, absorb this truth with everything in you. After all these years, the door is not opening because you begged harder. It is opening because you are finally built strong enough to walk through it. The version of you that exists today, weathered, seasoned, tested, still standing, that is the version the assignment required. You couldn't have carried this 10 years ago. You would have stumbled under the weight of it. But you endured. You were refined. And now the weight of the blessing fits the strength of the person you became. This is your vindication. This is your activation. This is your assignment. And it begins now. If you receive this word, write in the comments right now, I am ready for the door God prepared for me. Share your testimony. Tell someone what God has been doing in your hidden season. And if you know someone still waiting in the dark, share this message with them today. Because the same God who turned your winter into spring is already moving in their life too. The door is open. Chosen one. Walk through it. So now you know the offer is coming. But knowing is not enough. Because here is where most people lose it. Not before the blessing arrives, but in the moment it does. They panic. They shrink. They second guess. They say, this can't be for me. And they let it pass like a train they were too afraid to board. Not you. Not this time. There are 5 things God is asking you to do right now before the door opens. And every single one of them matters. Number 1, stay humble. This offer is not coming because you earned it. It is coming because grace decided you were finally ready to carry it. Proverbs 11:2 says it plainly, with humility comes wisdom. The moment you start believing this blessing is about how good you are, you will mishandle what God placed in your hands. Stay low, stay grateful. The offer is mercy, not a trophy. Number 2, guard your peace. Chosen one, do not confuse urgency with pressure. Just because heaven is moving does not mean you have to move in fear. Philippians 4:7 promises a peace that surpasses all understanding, and that peace is your signal. When the offer comes wrapped in chaos, confusion, or manipulation that is not God. When it comes with a quiet, steady knowing deep in your chest, that is, learn the difference. Your peace is not weakness. Your peace is discernment. Number 3, keep your heart clean. This is the one that will cost you something. Is there someone you still have not forgiven? A child who walked away? A church that dismissed you? A spouse who left? A friend who betrayed you in a season when you needed them most? Listen to me carefully. Bitterness is a locked door, and God will not send his best through a locked door. Matthew 6:14. If you forgive others, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Release it, not for their sake, for yours. The vessel must be clean before it is filled. You cannot receive what heaven prepared while you are still holding what hell left behind. Number 4, be available. Stop rehearsing why you are too old. Stop reciting why it is too late. Stop building the case against yourself like you are your own prosecuting attorney. Moses was 80 years old when God sent him back to Egypt. Abraham was 100 when Isaac was born. Anna was 84 years old, widowed, and still in the temple, and she was the one God chose to see the Messiah with her own eyes. Your age is not a disqualification. Your age is a credential. Every year you survived, every decade you endured, every gray hair on your head is evidence that you are still standing when lesser things folded. Be available. Say yes before you know all the details. God does not need your plan. He needs your willingness. Number 5, be ready to steward, not just receive. Here is the truth that separates the chosen from the comfortable. A blessing that stops at you shrinks. A blessing that moves through you multiplies. Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much will be required. God is not sending this offer so you can finally rest in comfort and close your curtains. He is sending it so that through you, someone else finds their way. Your breakthrough is someone else's roadmap. Your testimony is someone else's lifeline. Be a vessel set on the table, not a trophy locked in a case. Now let me bring you back to where we started. You asked why you have been waiting so long. You asked why doors opened for others while yours stayed shut. You asked why your spirit kept saying something is near when nothing around you confirmed it. Here is your answer. Heaven already made you an offer. Long before any powerful person steps into your story, God Himself looked at your hidden years, your quiet faithfulness, your tear-soaked prayers, your early mornings and late nights, and He said, "Come out of hiding, stop shrinking, receive what was prepared, step into the rest of your life with courage." That is the real offer. That is the one that changes everything. The powerful person may be coming. The extraordinary door may be opening. But the deeper miracle was always this, that after everything you endured, you are still here, still open, still believing. Like a lamp polished and trimmed, waiting for the evening light. Like a letter pulled from the drawer after years finally opened, finally read, finally understood. Like a vessel set on the table at exactly the right hour. That vessel is you. And when the offer comes, do not respond like someone who was abandoned. Respond like someone who was prepared. If this message found you in a hidden season, type right now, "Lord, I'm prepared for what you send." Share this with someone who is still waiting. Subscribe so you do not miss what heaven releases next. Your season is not over, chosen one. It is just now beginning to shine.